Hi students, in today's session of ICSE Chemistry for class 10, we are going to discuss the chapter Analytical Chemistry. Hello students, today we are going to discuss the chapter Analytical Chemistry from ICSE class 10. So students, actually this branch of chemistry which deals with the analysis of chemical substances or its solution to explore its nature, composition and constitution is called the analytical chemistry. Okay, actually analytical chemistry basically follows two types. Actually, one is qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis. In qualitative analysis, the nature and the quality of the substance under the examination are determined. Okay students, and in quantitative analysis it deals with the determination of the constituents of a chemical substance in a mixture. Okay, so we have to choose a certain reagent to carry out these all reactions in this analytical chemistry. Now here in this case we have chosen sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH, with solution of salts. Okay, now you can see these are the different types of salts is given here. So magnesium salt, magnesium sulfate, maybe ferrous sulfate, ferrous salt, ferric salt, copper salt, zinc salt and lead salt and calcium salts. Okay, so addition is the first of all the reaction of addition of NaOH in these salts. You can see magnesium forms magnesium hydroxides. It's a precipitate formed of magnesium hydroxide, and there's a white color, and excess amount of NaOH addition, it becomes still insoluble. Okay, so this is the basic factor. Whenever it is iron, you can see it forms ferrous hydroxide. This is dirty green in color, and excess amount of NaOH addition, still it remains insoluble. In addition, in ferric salt, if we add NaOH, it will form ferric hydroxide, which is brown, reddish brown in color, and excess of NaOH, it still become insoluble. Okay, and in copper salt, it forms copper hydroxide with NaOH, and cuprous hydroxide, actually copper 2 hydroxide, is pale blue in color. In excess NaOH, it's still insoluble. And in zinc, now you can see it is in zinc, it forms zinc hydroxide, and in excess zinc hydroxide with excess NaOH, it forms sodium zincate, which is soluble in nature. Okay, and the zinc hydroxide is white gelatinous. So small amount of NaOH in zinc salt, it forms zinc hydroxide, white gelatinous precipitate, and excess amount of NaOH, it becomes again soluble. Okay, now from lead nitrate plus NaOH, it forms lead hydroxide. This chalky white precipitate of lead hydroxide forms, and in excess NaOH, it forms sodium plumbate, which is soluble. So excess NaOH actually dissolves zinc salts and lead salts. Again, in calcium salt, NaOH forms calcium hydroxide, is white precipitate, and in excess is sparingly soluble but is not exactly properly soluble. So students, so from here in this all this type of salts, you can see only zinc, lead, these two salts in excess NaOH are soluble and other salts are insoluble. Okay students. Now students, next we are moving to the reagent ammonium hydroxide. Okay, now ammonium hydroxide, whenever added, you can see in magnesium hydroxide, it forms in magnesium salts, it forms magnesium hydroxide, it is white, and excess ammonium hydroxide makes it insoluble. Okay, still it is insoluble. And in iron, ferrous salts, it produces ferrous hydroxide, which is dirty green, and excess ammonium hydroxide, it is still insoluble. In ferric hydroxide, if ammonium hydroxide is added, it forms in ferric salt, sorry, it forms ferric hydroxides. It is reddish brown in color, and in excess ammonium hydroxides, it is still insoluble in nature. Okay, and in copper salt, you can see this is very interesting here. Over here, you can see in copper salt, if we add ammonium hydroxide, it forms a very small amount of ammonium hydroxide. It forms copper hydroxide. It is pale blue in color, and excess amount of ammonium hydroxide makes it soluble to form this compound tetraamine copper 2 sulfate. This is a complex salt, okay, and is soluble in color, and you can see inky blue color formation. Okay, so first pale blue color will form, that is precipitate of copper hydroxide, and then excess amount of ammonium hydroxide turns that pale blue precipitation into this inky blue solution. You can write it over here. It will be inky blue. Okay, this solution will be inky blue. Now next, for zinc, you can see if we add a small amount of ammonium hydroxide, it will form zinc hydroxide, and excess amount of ammonium hydroxide, it will form, it is tetramine zinc sulfate, which is also soluble. So first zinc hydroxide is white gelatinous substance, and then it will form the tetramine zinc sulfate, which is soluble. Next, for lead nitrate, if we add ammonium hydroxide, and now you can see lead nitrate is actually forms lead hydroxide, and lead hydroxide is insoluble, which is chalky white, and you can see from here excess amount of ammonium hydroxide doesn't make it soluble. So only you can see from here copper and zinc makes it soluble whenever excess amount of ammonium hydroxide is added. So students, now we are going to discuss some of the questions how it comes from this chapter. Okay, students, suppose this question, if it comes like this, here is a matching over here given. You can see from here a moist substance that turns a moist starch iodide paper blue. So here it should be chlorine. Okay, now C is for 1. A compound which releases reddish brown gas on heating and concentrated sulfuric acid. So it should be 2. Copper nitrate. Copper nitrate on heating gives nitrogen dioxide gas. A solution of this compound gives a dirty green precipitate. Dirty green precipitate, that means there should be iron. Okay, so it is ferrous sulfate, iron 2 sulfate. So it should be 3. E should be with 3. And the next one is equals, you can see compound which is on heating gives sodium hydroxide, produces a gas, forms a dense white fumes with hydrogen chloride. So it should produce hydrogen chloride dense white fumes, that means ammonium chloride. So it should be ammonia compound, that is ammonium sulfate. So A should be with 4. And the remaining B, the white solid which gives a yellow residue on heating, that is lead oxide. So lead carbonate, when heated, it forms lead oxide and carbon dioxide. So B should be with 5. So students, this is how the question is to come, and you have to solve it. Okay, students, another type of question that is to come, name. So name this type of question, so involves, say for example, a metallic hydroxide soluble in excess NH4OH. So I've already discussed with you, so it should be, the answer is zinc hydroxide. Okay, so name, actually you have to write the name properly. So it should be zinc hydroxide. Okay, so you shouldn't write ZnOH whole 2. Okay, now in next question, the metallic oxide soluble in excess caustic soda solution, metallic oxide. So it should be zinc oxide. Okay, so you can write the name like this. So it is zinc oxide. Okay, a strong alkali, so you can write sodium hydroxide. Weak alkali, so you can write ammonium hydroxide or calcium hydroxide, whatever you like. Okay, 2 colored metal ions. Okay, so 2 colored metal ions, so you can write ferrous ion, ferric ion, or cuprous ion. So cupric ion. Okay, so it should be ferrous also, ferric, and Cu+2 also. So you can write this. Okay, so write the names, don't write the formulas. I am mentioning it to you. Okay, ferrous, ferric, and cupric. 2 colorless metallic ions. So colorless metallic ions means, that means you can write for F, it is calcium, zinc. Okay, so 2 colorless metallic ions. 2 bases which are not alkalis but dissolves in strong alkalis. Listen very carefully. 2 bases which are not alkalis but dissolves in strong alkalis. So I have already discussed with you lead hydroxide and zinc hydroxide, the bases, but they can they are not alkalis, but their bases dissolved in strong alkalis. So it should be lead hydroxide and zinc hydroxide. Okay, so lead hydroxide and zinc hydroxide are two alkalis. Number 8, a metal ion evolves a gas which burns with a pop sound when boiled with alkali solutions. So a metallic ion gives a pop sound, means that means hydrogen gas is evolving. So the metallic ion is our zinc. Okay students, zinc is our metallic ion. Now next is a colored metallic oxide. A colored metallic oxide which dissolves in alkalis to yield colorless solution and also give the valency equation. So colored metallic oxide. So colored metallic oxide means you can write over here, it is lead oxide. It is yellow in color. So it is lead oxide, lead to oxide. Okay. Now next is a chocolate brown oxide. Very carefully listen. A chocolate brown oxide which becomes colorless on addition of hot caustic potash solution. A chocolate brown oxide is very rare. It is lead oxide, lead dioxide, lead 4 oxide, that is lead 4 oxide. So lead oxide, that is lead 2 oxide, is actually PbO, its formula, and lead 4 oxide is PbO2. The question is given here, you have to write the names. Okay, name. So whenever it's mentioning the name, you have to write the name and not the formula. If you only write the formula, your marks will be deducted. So you write the name and then formula, it is okay. So you have to mention the name. Okay students, so this is how the question actually comes. Okay, another type of question used to come, give one test to each distinguish between the following pairs of chemicals. I am leaving it for you. Okay friends, hope you like my video, and if you like it, please don't forget to subscribe my channel and please like my video and comments on it. Okay students, thank you, goodbye.